Howdy there, partners. Welcome to vlog nummer 24, yeah. So I have been to Switzerland in the last few days, and I went to buy the most beautiful instrument. My and Bern might have to take second place in my favourite instrument at the moment. This is the hang, which is Bernese, well, Swiss-German, Berndouche, for hand. And the reason why is because you play it with your hand. And it's very beautiful. Are you ready? Haven't quite mastered it yet, but isn't it beautiful? Look, and it's got a little thing at the, this is called the goo. It kind of goes whoop, whoop. And this is called the ding. And this is a D. And this is the scale, so oh. It's beautiful. It's like an F major without the G over a D. So there we go. So I know I've been to Switzerland. But I went to buy that because I really wanted one, and I've been waiting for ages. And also I went to see my godchild who lives in Bern, one of my favourite places in the world, and she's called Nalini and she's lovely, and so is Aruna, her sister, and all of her friends, and I had a great time. And I spoke to Mitch Gerber, who's fantastic double bass player, who I wrote some songs on a record of his a few years back, and we've become quite very good friends. And so I've asked him if he'd like to come over in September and do some beautiful double bass on the album, hopefully when I'm a bit more ready. And I went to see Hawksley Workman and ended up being in some freakish video with one girl and one boy dressed in a deer head, two deers. I was doing kind of strange sexual dancing with deer. Always good fun. What else? Saw the also hotel cafe people were kind of touring around. So I basically spent quite a lot of time. Well, one day in Vevey, which is a beautiful town. A couple of days in Bern and one day in Lausanne, and just had a lovely time walking along the river, writing. I was trying to write some lyrics for this song called First Train Home, which is about a night that I had, an awful night in Brighton. And I just didn't want to be there, and I wanted to get back as quickly as possible. I was just feeling really, don't know, like I just couldn't get into the night at all, and the happier and kind of stranger and more wonderful people got, the more kind of depressed and didn't want to be there I got. And eventually I had to get the first train home, and so I wrote this song when I got back, you know, having not slept for 24 hours or whatever, and got back and wrote the kind of melody and the feeling of this song. So I was writing that, which was quite apt as I was spending quite a lot of time on the train in Switzerland. So, but I've been doing loads of work. I've done loads of stuff. I've been working on Tidal, which I'll play a bit of, and I wrote this original idea in where was it? In Hokkaido back in March. And then I finished it off in Thailand in April, and then I've just done the vocals for it, and I really love it. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get all the vocals done, hardly any music at all, but just get the vocals sounding really great. And then once I've done all 12 vocals for all 12 songs, I think there's going to be 12 anyway, unless there's 11, but one very long 11. And then come July, August, September, I'm going to do 1 week musically on each song, which will take me 3 months. And hopefully finish the album by the end of September. That's the plan. So I'll play you a bit. I wrote this song, and basically at the moment it's kind of turned into a kind of like drum and bass thing. But at the moment it's just literally drums and bass, and there's no other music in it. But I just want you to listen to, well, if you want to, while you're here, listen to a bit of the vocals. And this last bit that I'm going to play you is something that I hadn't written yet, but I just kind of wrote it about 4 a.m. in my pyjamas, singing down here, singing this song, getting all the lyrics, and then I felt like it really wanted to go somewhere else, like somewhere even bigger than where it already was. And so I wrote this, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, because it's all about kind of being in the moment and finding something you quite like, maybe on a beach somewhere or wherever you are, and just kind of encouraging them to, without being too graphic about it, getting nice and cuddly. So anyway, there's this lyric that sounds awful when he say it, but I think it sounds quite cool when he sing it, and it's do it for us, do it for England. So I'll play that bit. That's the end of that one. I'm not going to give you too much because I feel like I'm giving you a little too much. Okay, I'll play a little bit of another song as well called "Wait It Out," which I wrote. That was the first song I wrote on my writing trip, and it's for a Zachbraff movie called Open Hearts, which he sent me the script for, and I read it and sent me the script for it, and so I wrote it specifically for the film. But it's quite difficult because I wanted it to be on my album as well, so I didn't want it to just. I wanted it to kind of. I had to find an in, you know, so that it was about me as well. So it's called Wait It Out, and at the moment it's just got kind of some vocally things in it and a bit of guitar, which is fake guitar at the moment until I get guitar on it. Where do we go from here? How do we carry on? So it just starts off like that at the moment. And the chorus, actually I really like the melody of the bridge, I'll play that. So it's got piano in at the moment, but it's just outlines. Pain on, play repeating. The backup makeshift life in waiting. I really like the lyrics to this one. I like the lyrics to all of them, but I really like this one. And then it gets a bit more up-tempo. Born again from none more cynical. Everybody says. It's the chorus. Okay. And then it goes off and it gets bigger and then it goes really, really small right at the end and it's just got me playing the piano. Everybody says. So it's got big journey of like kind of lots of layers of vocals R-ing at the beginning with just me and the vocally R-ings, and then a bit more kind of funny vocally ding dang dong things, and then a little bit of rhythm, and it gets really big, and then it goes right down to tiny little breathy vocal at the end. I really like it. So I've done the vocals for that one as well, and I've done Tidal, so that's 2. Really, really good. And then I just started yesterday when I got back from. I went to the Ivor Novello Awards yesterday, not because I wasn't up for anything, but I just went for the gas. And I met Mika, who's very nice, tall, handsome young man, and had a nice chat to him. And then I came back here and did some work, and because you have to do that, you have to play and work equally, same amount of time. Anyway, so I did that, Little Bird. I was doing vocals for Little Bird. So, right, so I bought my hang. What else? I've been trying to choose a colour of the front door, which has proved very difficult. I have a colour that I like, but unfortunately, for some reason, when it's matched in a colour match, it doesn't come out anywhere like it. What else? Oh yes, so the reason why I'm wearing this hat and trying to talk like somebody from Texas is because it's been beautifully sunny outside, and for the first time, you know, I've got a bit of summer into the house, and I've been, you know, seeing the beautiful kind of sunshine outside and working really, really hard getting the vocals done, and then kind of going upstairs and having lunch out in the garden and doing a spot of weeding and then running back here and doing some more vocals. Oh yeah, so I don't know if you can see the corner of this speaker over there, but I've got 5.1 speakers now installed in the studio, which made by Dine Audio, and they're really very nice. I haven't used them very much because I probably won't be doing it in 5.1, but it's nice to have them. What else? Oh, I've got a personal trainer coming over in 5 minutes, and I'm going to be doing a bit of boxing, and yeah, the idea is to get fit basically, because I'm basically sitting around in the studio pretty much all the time, apart from doing a bit of jogging, and I just don't want to get fat. So I'm going to go and do this twice a week with her. She's lovely. She's called Angela, and maybe we'll get a spot of me. Yes, so I'm trying to get all the vocals for all the record done by the end of June, and then I'm going to have a week on each song to finish it by the end of September. That's my plan. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Down, 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 down.